We like to bring in kids here that want to be at Freed-Hardeman and want to fit into our culture of being committed to, God, school, and team.
Hey Lions fans, welcome into another edition of the Coaches Show. Today we're here with Coach Humphry, our softball coach. Coach, thanks for being here.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
So you guys are finishing up fall here. What do you guys do in the fall? Do you lift weights, play some scrimmages? What do you got going on?
We do it all. We started our weight program back in August. We have a newly acquired weight room we built onto our indoor facility. We got it approved July 18th, and then we were in it lifting weights by August 18th, August 20th. So we started our weight program in August, and we started our fall season, I guess. Scrimmages, inter squad started September 1. And so we've done that through October 31st. We shut everything down as far as on-field stuff. We still lift weights. We had our last weight session this morning before classes. And so the girls will get the Thanksgiving break off, and then we'll come back and try to get everything academically going before finals, and then be ready to go back in January.
Okay. And how do you feel like the fall went? You're using that obviously to prepare for the season. Do you have a good vibe about the team?
I have a good vibe about it. We're dealing with some injuries right now. We have 2 or 3 players that are coming off of summer surgeries, early surgeries throughout the break. And so we're doing a lot of rehab stuff. We have 1 or 2 players who are going through some physical therapy that we're hoping to get them back, January, ready, full strength. But we had a really good fall. Played some good junior colleges and some good travel team competition throughout the fall. And I treat it kind of like a spring training would be in baseball. I want to see different combinations, different positions, batting orders, playing, different positions during the field, to kind of see what I have to work with when we get back in January. So.
Yeah. And then what do we expect roster-wise? Did you lose some people from? Obviously, we did lose some people from last year. What are we looking like replacing those? Well, and is there anybody important we should watch for in the spring?
I think we had one of our better recruiting classes this past year. Okay. We brought in 7 new girls, a couple of transfers, and then some freshmen. And I think going into the spring, we're deeper roster-wise than we were last year. We have right now we have 5 healthy pitchers going into the season as opposed to 3 last year, and so we're a little bit deeper there. We got position players. I think the one area of, I don't say concern, but where we're really hopes of getting some people back health-wise would be our outfield. We have 2 outfielders who were number 1 and number 2 in our batting order last year, still kind of going through some injuries, but. They're really working hard. Saw them both this morning at weight workouts, and we're hoping by early February they'll be back in the swing of things, so to speak. But overall, the fall was great. Like I said, we got a lot of depth. Pitching-wise, we have 3 pitchers who also play positions, so it'll give us some options there as far as being able to hit and pitch in the same game. So it's going to be a little bit different look than what we had last year.
You have 3 Shohei Ohtanis on your team, or
one maybe.
One maybe,
yeah. We have 1 pitcher who will get a lot of circle time for us this year, and probably be batting in the 3 or 4 spot for us.
Okay.
She hits the ball a ton and does a good job for us, and so we're hoping that Hannah can come through for us. But we have some girls, like I say, transferred. We got 1 transfer, Reagan from Trevecca, and 1 from Jackson State in Maddie. And so we have some experience coming in with the freshmen. Good freshman group. We got some depth again in the catching position behind the plate. So those are good things to have. When you go into a season, you never want to deal with injuries or sickness and stuff like that. So having those options, those opportunities to get some people on the field that need those seeing live pitching and good at bats will be beneficial for us.
Yeah. And then what about the team chemistry? What do you do to work on that in the fall, and how do you try to build a culture?
Well, I think the more we do as a team, it can build or it can destroy. But this year has been really great. We do a lot of things as far as activities, meals. We had the Halloween costume contest this year again, and we don't do what they do with baseball with the game, but we do a costume contest, and then we have judges come in and judge that. And then we also have a scavenger hunt where the girls go throughout the metropolis of Henderson with their costumes on and ask people for different items and things like that. So we do that. The girls had a meal together last night for Friendsgiving, I guess what they called it. No boys allowed, I guess. So me and Coach Rob were left out.
That's okay sometimes.
It was, they had a great time. I think they had a lot of food left over. They didn't bring me any, I don't know, but had a really nice time. And you want them to have those opportunities to be together as a team, to build the bond, without the coaches being there sometimes to make them feel, embarrassed or whatever. They can let loose and laugh and have a good time.
Yeah. That's what I meant when I said about them. Sometimes that's a good thing.
Oh, it is.
The more time that a team spends together, the better off you are.
And we do that as well with recruits. We've had a lot of recruits in this semester. I think we got currently maybe 5 or 6 commits for next year already. And we let them have time with the girls away from the coaches so they can ask the questions that players want to know, because they're going to be playing alongside of them and on the bus and traveling. And, with sports, you've been there, that you spend a lot of time as a teammate, sometimes too much time, but you spend a lot of time with teammates. You hope they get along well.
Yeah. So. And then when you say, so you've had a lot of recruits in this fall, those are girls that would come to Freed-Hardeman next
26,
fall.
26.
So you're having to be that far in advance with recruiting.
Oh, we've already got 3 27s committed. Okay. So we're 2 years into it, and you always have to do that these days to get those quality players that you want for your program. So I think we've got at least 3 27 commits, maybe 4 by now, and we've got 4 or 5 26s. So had some kids in today. Was really we're bringing in 4 or 5 kids a week to look at, and so those are just opportunities for us to make our program stronger and better. And we talk about those depth. We're graduating 7 girls this year, and so we're kind of doing a kind of a turnover. I want to say we brought in 7, 8, between the 7 or 8 players this year, but it's a constant turnover. You know that. It's kind of like a junior college sometimes, but when you have a developmental program like a JV program in a varsity, you bring in a lot of numbers every year, so there's a big turnover.
Yeah.
So,
how has the new era of college sports with name, image, and likeness and direct payments to student athletes, how has that changed recruiting at Freed-Hardeman for softball?
Well, for me, I've only dealt with that a couple times. Okay. When you go out and you talk to a young lady about coming and playing ball and they ask about the NIL type stuff, I try to just nip it there. And I say, we really don't deal with that a lot. I want kids to come here because they want to come here and want to play for us. And so I would love to give everybody a full ride and spending money and
a truck,
a new car and whatever, a gift certificate at some department store. I don't know, but we're not able to do that. We're trying to give them a good scholarship, to give them good education, good opportunity to get out after college and get a good job and make some money that way. But it hasn't really affected me. I've seen it in our conference.
Okay.
I've talked to some coaches in our conference where larger schools, Division I schools, will try to talk to players at tournaments, showcases, and things like that, to where kind of stepping on our toes a little bit, trying to get our girls.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what I was wondering. Like in some other sports that we've seen with the changes, like the Division I schools almost using AI as like a junior college at some point. So I wondered if any of that was happening to you.
Not to me, but there are at least 2 schools in our conference that has happened to. So we try to be aware of that and try to limit that exposure a little bit. But it's just one of those things that coaches. I have a new coaching staff this year, so we've tried to make sure we're on top of things like that with all the temptations, I guess, of other schools. So
well, and it's just some of it's just becoming the new reality, especially from the monetary standpoint, where maybe it wasn't something you had to deal with in the past, but maybe in the future it's going to be like,
I think so.
How much money can I get?
And it's sad because I'm older and I've been around athletics a long time. I've got to where I don't really like to watch a lot of ball on TV because I don't know if that is a good player or a ball player, And used to, I wouldn't watch any major league, any kind of professional sports because I was, old school college. But now I see it in the college. You don't know, it's like I won't use anybody in particular, but there's college football teams who they are loaded with money and all the sponsors, and they're buying a team. And it's just, we like to bring in kids here that want to be at Freed-Hardeman and want to fit into our culture of being committed to, God, school, and team, and want to be here to play, not for the money for it, but just for the atmosphere and what we can provide here at Freed-Hardeman.
Yeah.
So,
and that's, like you said, that's sort of the historical nature of college athletics, and I think that's hard to adjust to for a lot of people.
It is. It is.
So.
And you talk about that. It's not just coaches. The common viewer sees that. If you go to any events or anything, even my family, we get together for meals and stuff, and sometimes that topic even comes up at meals. Talk about, he just signed a big contract for X amount of money or NIL type situation.
Yeah.
So just the common, not as much as people like that's involved in the sports itself, but just the common viewer, the spectator, the fan has to see that as well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm glad that it's not really affecting you guys.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Knock on wood.
And it's good that you guys had a good fall. Hopefully, you get some injury recovery and you get better.
We did. We had a real good. We had a lot of success. I think we had a couple of setbacks as far as didn't come out on top score wise, but we're not really worried about that. They don't count anyway. We're trying to see how our team fits together and where we can play certain people in certain positions, certain lineups. And, we'll be tested early. We'll be going to the NFCA kickoff in February, and we'll play against some ranked teams there. I know we're playing against Georgia Gwinnett in that tournament, and they were in the World Series semifinals last year when we were there. So we'll be tested early, and then we're going to Gulf Shores the week after that, where there'll be 2 or 3 ranked teams there. So we have to do that. We have to play larger, or say ranked type opponents early to kind of see where we stand and what we got to do to be better in conference play and hopefully continue our postseason, past conference.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that sounds great. Congrats on a good fall. Looking forward to watching you guys in the spring, and thanks for doing this today.
We're playing home early this year. Our first game is February 14th, and so we don't normally start.
Is that lectureship week?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's going to be close.
It's going to be close, but
sorry.
No, that's okay. We want to play as many games as we can, and with the conference schedule changing, we're going now to a 2 out of 3 play into the conference tournament.
Okay.
So you'll have a 2 out of 3 play into the Final Four of the conference tournament. So they're moving our conference series back. So in order for us to get the non-con games in, we had to move up earlier in February. And I'm not a big fan of playing in cold weather, but if that's what we got to do, we'll do. But we're opening up our first 2 series will be at home this year, so we're excited about that.
Well, we'll try to do this again early February, being next semester before. We'll do like a real season preview, talk about everybody on the roster, and get ready to go.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thanks for doing this again, and make sure you follow us on all our social media channels. Keep up to date with everything about FHU Athletics on our website. And that'll do it for another edition of The Coaches Show. Go Lions. Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Coaches Show. If you liked this video, please give us a like down below, and please subscribe to our channel. For the most up-to-date information on Freed-Hardeman Athletics, you can visit our website, gofhulions.com, and you can follow us on all social media outlets at GoFHULions on Facebook and X, at go_FHU_Lions on Instagram. If you're interested in joining the Director Circle or Lionbackers, there's an informational video on the screen now. There's also links in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and go Lions.